Peace, y'all. Today I have a special guest. So the last video I was talking about how to turn sentences into paragraphs and paragraphs into an essay. With this particular video, I wanted to talk about like starting to point out errors in the writing, whatever the writing assignment is, because you really don't want to lay it on heavy. That's the whole purpose of it. You don't want to make the page bleed, as they would say in the English world, because that like discourages people. Ain't nobody want that. And as I always say, like I just try to minimize as much discuss as possible from the writing, because once you're disgusted in it and you're disengaged in it and you hate it, you're less able to retain the lessons from it and evolve and improve. So this video will be teaching you how to do a little bit of that. So one of the first things I always say when you first starting off, first of all, you don't even worry about the grammatical errors to begin with. Until they're at least comfortable with the writing and they getting that down packed. So if you followed the first video, one of the first assignments was to write about the day before. Write a paragraph about that. So do that consistently. Once they got a hang of it, and now once you started indenting the paragraphs and everything like that, and now you want to introduce error, or maybe you didn't do that. Maybe right now they're just writing sentences. Well, now you are ready to start correcting errors. And I'm going to show you the best way that in my experience, I've been able to, the most effective way I've been able to do that. So as not to make the page bleed or to make somebody feel like an utter freaking failure. All right, so the first step is pretty simple. And that is to take it one at a time. So try to notice what error is most prevalent. So for example, like maybe they're not capitalizing the first word of the sentences. Start there. But then, now you know capitalization, of course, as with everything, it goes a little deeper than that. So we don't only capitalize the first word, first letter of the first word of the sentence. That's not the only thing we capitalize in the sentence. We also capitalize proper nouns, book titles, song titles, things like that. So, but even within capitalization itself, start off with one thing. So if you notice that they, like I said, they're not capitalizing that first letter of the first word of the sentence, start there. Then move on into like names. Move on into titles and things like that. Once capitalization is being done more consistently, correctly, then move on to another prevalent error that you notice. I mean, I wouldn't say have them under impression that they're getting it all right now. You can, but just say like, well, right now, let's focus on your capitalization at a time. So you're really breaking it down to one, so maybe we're going to focus on capitalizing the first word of the sentence. And we might even have to take a step back. That's why I don't try not to worry about timing. I want to learn this in 2 weeks and then the next 2 weeks move on to this thing, because it doesn't give you time to really master the foundational skills that you need before you move on. But once you do that, it's easier. Now, that's mastering. You can move on. But just think about it. Whenever you're learning anything at a time, like you don't want to be overwhelmed with it. If you can be one thing at a time, however, it's a lot easier to retain that information. So this maybe for this week or this 2 weeks, or however long it takes before they're consistently doing it without needing the nudge, the reminder again. We're working on that. And now we're going to move on into capitalizing the proper nouns and titles and stuff like that, right? Cool. So now let's move on to level 2. Got capitalization out the way, and so maybe now you see punctuation is a thing. Punctuation is a big old world, man. You got the end of the clauses. And a clause is a whole nother definition in and of itself, but a clause is basically a phrase. You have dependent clauses and independent clauses, and I guess that's the part where you get boring. But the independent clause is like a complete sentence, if you will, or a complete question, just a phrase that can stand alone on its own. The dependent ones, they can't. They're missing something out of there. But that's it for this video. So like I said, it was a real quick, easy, simple, straight to the point one. And in summary, when it comes to correcting grammatical errors in any kind of writing, take the things one at a time. This also gives you, if you're in a position of the teacher, this gives you a great opportunity to learn more about the next one before you even start trying to correct the next one. And yeah, so As I always say, if you found any value in this, like it up, subscribe, or whatever. I drop my Cash App. You know what I'm saying? I take donations.
My Cash App is Kobe is Queen. My YouTube is Kobe is Queen. Play Fortnite is Kobe is Queen 146.
All of that. And if you hear the music in the beginning of this video and at the end of this video, she made that.
YouTube, that's what you got to be.
If you have any questions about any other topics, drop them below. Questions about this particular topic, drop it. If I need to make another video on another topic, I will do that, request based. Y'all be blessed. Until next time.